This video I'm going to show how to install Windows 11 Pro using a bootable USB drive created with the Media Creation tool. Now the first thing I'm going to do is access the BIOS by pressing the delete key as noted at the bottom of the startup screen. Then after I'm in the BIOS, I'll go down and click on the boot menu so I can select the USB drive, which is referred to as a generic flash drive. Your BIOS will be different depending on the manufacturer and model of your motherboard, so you might have to Google how to boot into your USB drive, as it will most likely be different than I just showed. You can also click on the link above right to watch a video on how to create a bootable USB drive. Now after the Windows 11 setup window shows up, I'll leave the default selections and go down and click Next to begin. Then click Next again to keep the default keyboard setting, and then go up to check the I agree everything will be deleted checkbox and click Next to install Windows 11. It's easier to add the product key once you're inside Windows, so I'll go over and click on I don't have a product key when it asks for it. I like to clean all my drives before I install the operating system, so this is when I do that by holding down the Shift key and pressing F10, which will open up the command prompt. Then I type disk part and press enter. Now I type list disk and press enter again. Then I look for the disk number I want to clean and type select disk with that number and press enter. And finally clean all and press enter once more. This disk clean process can take quite a bit of time depending on the type and size of the drive you have. So while it cleans, I'll go back to the setup window and then down to select Windows 11 Pro and click next. Then it will get a few things ready and show the software license terms, where I will scroll down and click accept. Now it will work a little more and search for disks, which is when I have to wait for the drive I want to install the operating system on to finish cleaning. So I will go up and click on the command prompt window to focus it and be patient until the clean all process finishes on my drive. Again, this process can take quite a while. You can also just run the clean command, which is faster than the clean all command, but it won't write zeros to every bit on the disk, which makes it extremely difficult to recover any data. Which is why I prefer to run clean all every time, since I resell computers quite often. So after I see this disk part succeeded in cleaning the disk message, I can then go up and close the command prompt window and go down to click on the next button after selecting the location I want to install Windows. Then setup will give me a message that it's ready to install, so I will click on the install button, which will then show a blue screen informing me of the installation progress, which can take quite a bit of time as well, so again, I will just be patient during this process. Then the computer will reboot and do some more installation and reboot again, where it will ask me to select the right country or region, which I will click yes for the United States. Then it asks for the right keyboard layout, so I click yes again for the US. Then I skip the option to add a second keyboard layout, and it will check for updates. And after setup is done doing that, it will reboot once more, where it will then ask to name your device, which I will type in bear and go down to click next, and it will reboot yet again. Now after it starts up again, it'll ask how you would like to set up the device, so I'll click setup for personal use and go down to click next, where it will check for updates, install them and reboot, which this process can take quite a while, especially if you don't have a decent internet connection. Now after it's done with that, Microsoft will try to force you to use or create an account on their network, which is really annoying for those of us that don't want to do that. I used to be able to just type in a random email and password, and it would give the option to create a local account after it failed to connect, but that doesn't seem to be the case anymore. So we have to do a little hack, which is done through command prompt. So I'll hold down the Shift key and press the F10 key, and that will load the terminal window, where I will then type OOBE/bypass NRO. Then I'll press enter, which will reboot the computer after it makes the registry change. So I will go through the settings and check for updates again, and then when it asks to name the device, I'll click skip for now so I won't reboot and have to start over again. Now when it asks how you would like to set up this device again, I'll have to do another little hack using terminal to disable the internet, so I will hold down Shift and press the F10 key again. So at the command prompt, I'll type in ipconfig // release and press enter. Then I'll go up and close the terminal window, click on setup for personal use, then go down and click on next again. Now I can create a local user account that doesn't depend on the Microsoft network. So I'll give the user the name user, then click on next, then I'll leave the password blank and go down to click next again. Now we'll ask to set up privacy settings, so I'll click next a couple of times and then click accept. Then it will restart and go through the final setup before loading into Windows. And after it does, the first thing I'll have to do is re-enable the internet, so I'll go down and right click on the start window icon and go up to terminal with administrative privileges. I'll click yes to allow the app to make changes to my computer, and then after the prompt loads, I'll type in ipconfig / renew and press enter, and that command will give me internet access again. So now I can go up and close the terminal window. In order to prevent most people from accessing your computer, you can add a password to your account, which I do after I install all my software, so I don't have to keep logging in after restarts. So to do that, I'll go down and right-click on the Windows Start icon again, then go up and click on Computer Management. Now I'll go over and double-click on Local Users and Groups, then click on the Users folder, go over and right-click on my user account, then click Set Password. Then I click Proceed and enter my new password and confirm it below, then press the Enter key to set it. And now Windows will ask for a password before it will let me into this account. Hopefully this video has helped, and feel free to ask any questions that you still may have in the comments. Thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe for more quick and on-point videos.